There is something going on with SkullGirls. Let's get into some gaming.
Why is everyone spiraling over YouTube?
Of course, it's pie. Every time. It's always freaking pie.
Blockers,
It's always pie.
Like, chill, guys. Just use pie. It's a free.
How many pie advertisements does YouTube need?
The SkullGirls.
SkullGirls. For those who don't know, I am a huge fan of SkullGirls. I don't have a lot of hours in it though, do I? I only ever really play it when I got the boys over, you know? How many hours do I have in SkullGirls? Ah, it's because I got the second encore. Alright, I don't know. Never mind. So I played SkullGirls on PlayStation 4. I only got 17 hours on this one, but this time I bought the second encore because I wanted the characters with the endless beta. Anyway, I'm a big supporter. I bought the game on PlayStation 4. I bought it for the PlayStation Vita. I got it on the Switch, and I got it on PC.
The SkullGirls situation is,
as you can see, I don't even freaking play it on PC, but I freaking got it just to support.
Insane, and it's a rabbit hole that I've never really dove down before. But after what transpired today on social media, it got me intrigued to find out more. And holy crap, what a rabbit!
Well, you got my attention for this video. Hello,
hole
video game man.
And spent hours upon hours, and I still feel like I just scratched the surface of this incredible drama that seems unending. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode.
What the hell is going on, bro?
Episode of Smash JT. SkullGirls is one of those games that has a very storied and checkered history as far as development is concerned. Different game companies that have worked on it, and the IP itself has been beaten so bad that you can't even recognize what it is anymore. And if you thought it was bad leading up to this, just wait to see what happened next.
And it sucks too, because it's like one of those games that it picked up a lot of niche and a lot of cults like followers, so to speak, and each wave of new followers that gets into it gets sadly disappointed as it slowly becomes something different, or gets like, it's wild.
Hit that subscribe, give me
but
a like.
I loved it. It's such a good game.
Full story talking about the SkullGirls situation, at least what's transpiring recently with it. The article itself,
which is, it's wild that there's still stuff happening in this community, dude. I love it. But also, I don't know the first thing about this latest news, so I'm kind of hoping it's not like what the frick is happening.
Too far into the background with this game, because holy crap, I could write a 200-page dissertation or author a book about SkullGirls, and still people would be like, yeah, you're not really getting all the info, because holy crap, this is never ending. As some of you might already be well aware, SkullGirls has a long and extremely tangled history. Now it has taken yet another dramatic turn, as Hidden Variable Studios has announced as of January 21st, 2025, it is no longer involved with the development of SkullGirls Mobile, second on.
Okay, but yeah, so they're for the mobile version on the phone.
Due to a dispute with Autumn Games. We'll get into a little bit of the lore.
What happened there?
It wouldn't make any sense without that. But before we even get to that, let's talk about the statement that got put out today by Hidden Variable Studios. They said, official Hidden...
By the way, Misfortune, best character, fight me.
Hidden Variable statement regarding SkullGirls development. As of January 21st, 2025, Hidden Variable is no longer involved in the development of SkullGirls Mobile Second Encore or other SkullGirls IP-related efforts due to a dispute with Autumn Games, which is now the subject of litigation filed in the Los Angeles County Superior Court. In light of that, we hope you understand that beyond this statement, we will not be commenting further until this dispute is resolved. Now, going into this statement, just somebody who didn't know much about the lore behind SkullGirls, I would say, oh, that's pretty innocent. They're just saying, hey, we got some ongoing dispute. Sounds like the original IP owner owes us some money, and we're not going to talk about this until it's resolved. And it makes sense, right? They're not the bad guys here, are they? All of us at HVS are incredibly proud of the 10 plus years we've invested in SkullGirls in all its forms, including creating and supporting SkullGirls Mobile, bringing new characters and platforms to SkullGirls Second Encore, supporting the competitive community via the SkullGirls Championship Series,
Dude, Skullgirls was one of those games that was famous for situations like this. Let's say look at everything on the screen right now. Let's say if the audience, for some reason, started to make a lot of fan art of this character right here. This is not a playable character, by the way. This is just a background. But let's say the entire audience started to like go crazy over this particular character. They might even just make that a playable character and give him a whole backstory. You get me? And it was such a cool like thing. The community loved it. It was so fun. It felt like people were involved with it.
Fall in love with the IP through the SkullGirls webtoon and countless other partnerships. And again, you read this and you're like, yeah, it sounds like they're really the good people here. They put so much.
Personally, have not checked out the webtoon. I love the game solely on its merits as a video game.
Work into this IP. What could possibly be wrong with them? Because clearly this is their thing, right? Because they've done all these things with it. Most of all, we're grateful to have been able to celebrate and support the incomparable SkullGirls community, many of whom we've been fortunate to meet in person over the years at various events. Thank you all for everything. You deserve nothing.
I've been to a couple of those events too. Especially if they're like an anime expo or other places I already happen to be at. I typically tend to keep an eye out.
But the best hidden variable
shout out to all the waifus out there with the Valentine cosplay. I love you.
Studios. And while they don't reference this specifically on their Blue Sky or X posting, this is kind of transcendentally mentioning litigation. So you dive a little bit further into it and you find out, oh no, they're actually now suing the original owners of the IP for missed payments to them. According to legal filings, Hidden Variable is apparently now suing Autumn Games for breach of contract, anticipatory breach of contract, and the breach of implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing, as well as goods and services rendered. Hidden Variable claims it has fully met the demands of the contract, but Autumn Games has failed to fulfill its financial obligations, withholding $131,500 payment expected November 2024. They missed the payments continued on November 15th, December 1st, December 15th, January 1st, January 15th, as well as an additional $15,000 in expenses. Now you can see just going through these numbers and their
why? Where's all the money at?
That it's tallying up to be quite a bit of money. In fact, we're reaching past $1 million in this lawsuit of supposed missed payments. $1,227,308.98 to be specific, plus interest. And for those interested, I will link the smashjt.com article in the description below that will link the lawsuit filing alongside a bunch of other information that is very important for full context of the situation to make sure you understand what's actually happening here. While some may see Hidden Variable as the wrong party in this case, many people within the SkullGirls community have instead long viewed the studio as the company that stole the SkullGirls IP via a cancel campaign against the original creator, Mike Zaimont, or Mike Z. Back in 2020, Zaimont faced a coordinated character assassination following a joke about George Floyd's infamous "I can't breathe" statement during a SkullGirls tournament live stream. And
I remember that. Damn, I haven't thought about that in a minute.
Watched this and listened to it, and man, 2020 was a different time, and I don't mean that in a good way. Everyone was out to cancel everyone. If you said the wrong thing, if they found out that you wrong think, they would do whatever they could to cancel you. Hell,
cancel culture was at an all-time high for sure. Not that I support what he said. I think it was just a bit slightly distasteful, I guess it was, but it wasn't really like anything outwardly like it wasn't aggressively offensive or anything crazy like that. I think he just like L-take, basically, what it comes down to.
Fast forward to 2025, and I guess not much.
By 2025 standards, it was an L-take, big time L-take.
Yeah.
Suffocating is what that was.
And still,
Suffocating.
Would it be fair to say that you can't breathe?
yeah.
See, and nobody wanted to. It was because it was a bad joke. It was an L-take, bro. Like, shut the hell up. Not L-take. What was it? Just bad joke, I guess. Nah, not even L-take. Just a bad joke, I guess. A joke so bad he got canceled over. Like, his entire career was ended by it. There you go. A career-ending joke. Like I said earlier, distasteful. Ooh, who's the baddie with the white hair in the back?
All Alright, Gelato. You got a chance now.
Now, after you witnessed there, yeah, it was awkward, cringy, and unedited. That was a long 13 or so second gap of silence.
Very long pause.
Of no one talking because they were just so flabbergasted, shock and awe. Oh my god, he actually made an edgy joke. That's not acceptable in the game community. We can't have any of that in the modern era of gaming. No, instead, we need to cancel this person that runs the company, owns the IP, and created SkullGirls. No. He said something wrong. Time to ruin his life. Suddenly, after that joke, an old, dubious sexual harassment accusation was dredged up, and a full-scale cancellation attack on Mike ensued. Under massive pressure, WTF was ousted from Zero Lab Games, the studio that he founded. Hidden Variable then swiftly swooped in to take over SkullGirls development, effectively seizing control of the beloved fighting IP, aka stolen from the original creator, by canceling him. This is why a lot of people in the community are very frustrated at Hidden Variable Studios, because what they did wasn't necessarily ethical, but then again, in their minds, they probably think,
Basically, a bunch of thieves got money stolen from them.
all's well that ends well.
A bunch of
The
IP
guy's a
thieves
bad
got the money
person,
stolen
and
from
he
them.
deserved it. Again, this is all in my humble opinion, just by doing some initial research on the situation. The lawsuit being levied here is just the latest chapter in a saga full of corporate maneuvering, backstabbing, ideological battles, and more. This is the type of stuff that you could create a full-blown Hollywood movie based off of, and having someone canceled and seeing how you can swoop in and take what is worth a lot of money from underneath them, and everyone in the public that doesn't know any better would say, yeah, he shouldn't be able to do that stuff because he's a bad person. These other companies should be able to control the IP now. For those that want a deeper dive in how the gaming industry turned against Mike Z and how SkullGirls IP was wrestled away from him, YouTuber and friend of the channel, Short Fat Otaku, has done an excellent breakdown of the entire situation, which I will post in the description as well. And this is one of those videos, it's like an hour and a half plus
I would like to check that out, actually. Short Fat Otaku, an hour long, damn.
long, going into a deep dive of what's going on with SkullGirls and the IP, that I watched it and I was like, holy crap, this is insanity. If it is to be believed and based off the evidence presented, it's pretty certain that, yeah, that's kind of what happened here. The current lawsuit may seem like it's a simple business dispute on the surface, but no. SkullGirls saga is much deeper than most people will realize. From corporate betrayals to cancel culture takedowns, Me Too's, and insane accusations, it's a wild story that exposes the gross and ugly underbelly of the modern gaming industry. So crazy that even this bunny Ayoo on Twitter is involved with a portion of the takedown attempt before ultimately thinking better of it and deleting many of her original accusations. Against Mike Z. Again, this is all for
Interesting, but also very respectable, actually, depending on how it goes out. I'm kind of assuming a lot just based on her apology here, but now I'm kind of interested.
further detailed in Short Fat Otaku's video.
I might need to look into Buddy. Obviously for educational purposes and in regards to the SkullGirls controversy, I should look into Bunny Ayoo here. Especially the Jane Doe cosplay. This obviously has a lot to do with the controversy. I should look. I'll research further into it.
If you want the full-on deep dive of the lore behind SkullGirls and what's happening with this, because wow. Given the massive sums of money at stake in this legal battle, it's clear that SkullGirls is far from being free of any drama in the future as well. What's going to happen next? Will the lawsuit result in yet another major shakeup for the SkullGirls franchise? Only time is going to tell, but one thing's for sure, this is just another insane chapter in a long line of ongoing drama with this series itself. And honestly, now that I know what I do about it, it makes me very curious about what's going to happen next. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out smashjt.com. I will link this article and all the references and sources in the description below. If you appreciate what I'm doing, hit that join button. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
So B Bunny, since this dropped back in 2020, came out with a video making vague but similar allegations against Zymonke.
This is like my 20 billionth take. I have not yet read Bunny's DMs. I don't know what Mike said to her. I'm sure it was shitty, and I know that because Mike's been making weird sexual comments at me in and out of cosplay at fighting game events for actual years. And I've been writing a lot of it off because when I tell people, they're just like, oh, he's kind of like that, I'm sorry. And like, yeah, he is kind of like that, and he's kind of not changing for the past 5 years, y'all.
Well, that is very interesting to see. It's interesting that Hidden Variable of all freaking people is the one, like, dealing with this now. Hey, it's Short Final Tackles here, too. I will go ahead and share this video on the Discord. Please go and check them out. Drop them a like. Drop them a sub. I kind of want to look into that now. Of course, we're not gonna be able to look into it today. I feel like an hour-long video is gonna be like way too long. But we'll look potentially in the future. I'd like to look into it. Thanks for hanging out. Like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and become a Monodachi today. I live stream all day, Monday through Friday, so go say hi. That's all for now, Monos. Goodbye, and thanks for swinging by. Salut.